It is, in fact, the ML Sports Platter, all brought to you by RV Source of Central New York. Check them out at RVSourceCNY.com. When you talk RV headquarters, we're talking new, we're talking used. You can trade in, you can store, you can service. They are the official RV headquarters of the ML Sports Platter. And a guy I love, a true friend of mine, Mike McKay, joins us now from RV Source, the owner, the operator, even cooks food for people, I heard. Mike McKay, welcome back. Lot to talk about, dude. Haven't seen your face in a while.
I know. We've been rip-roaring and ready to go over at RV Source. You're right. We do cook some food for the staff on Fridays. We grill up some steaks for our hardworking guys because, we're very, very, very busy. Our season has started a little early this year, and we are already cranking.
Yeah, so I saw some inventory pieces across social. You and I think we had like a month hiatus where we didn't talk, which is very rare for us. I was actually going to put you on a milk carton because I wasn't sure. I was texting your family members. But let's get into it here. You guys have some big pieces. I know last year was the Chase to 100. What's the theme this year? And an update on some inventory before we talk Jerry McNamara and Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, so the theme this year is very much the same. We want to run it back. We're trying to sell 100 RVs again. And I know that sounds crazy because in business you want to go forward. But what we're trying to do this year, our main focus is to sustain our sales process, which it's looking like that's going to be more already. We accomplished our goal last year. And we are already well ahead of pace in 2026. But we're also focused heavily on external service this year. So a huge focus for us this year is to triple our service business. And that's going to lay the groundwork for us to open RV Source number 2 eventually. So that's the focus this year. Higher end inventory, same number. I still want to sell 100 because I think that's a really good sweet spot for our size business. Mm-hmm. But we're also spending a little more, getting some bigger brands, more luxury, and then obviously still the good economy campers that we've made our name on that you will not find for a better price than you find them at RV Source. That's our focus for this year.
And it's a big deal too. I mean, the service that you guys provide is such a huge thing because maybe people came on, hear an interview with us. They come on late, but they already have an RV. They're happy with it. They're a couple of years away from trade-in. You guys are okay with that, but they need the service on that to keep that thing going. The relationship starts. You service it for a year or two. Then you take your RV. They then get a new one, and everybody's off and running, so to speak, right? I mean, that's how it works.
We've actually sold already this season 2 returning customers, which is crazy for a business that's been here for 3 years.
Yeah.
So we're already upgrading people out of RVs they purchased from us, and we are servicing them again, which is awesome. It's really cool for us.
All right. The final thing I wanted to ask you about RV is, it seems like as everything's always changing and things are moving so fast, what's the hot trend right now? What are people looking at? What do you see inventory? Like, is there a certain RV that's out there? What people are looking for in terms of space? What's the trend early here is hopefully the rain finally sometimes disappears. What are people thinking, looking at, smelling, tasting here?
Well, the RV industry tries a lot of different things all the time, right? Every year you see the new crazy trend. A couple years ago, it was like a back deck where you trade in a bunch of living space for an outdoor space, which is crazy because you're giving up living space when the RV already lives outdoors. And we've already kind of quietly seen those going away. The trend for RVs is and always will be family style 30-foot bunkhouse trailers. I mean, that is the gold standard. I think this year people are, moving again away towards, fuel efficiency, obviously with the way gas prices are right now. And, our job is to stay ahead of those trends so that when people when we have to know ahead of time what people are going to want, and we have to have it not when they want it. We don't have to go get it when they want it. We have to have it in stock before they want it. And that's kind of what our focus is. We try to do the same thing at RV Source we've always done. We look for high value, solid campers with absolutely no damage, no water damage, and then we still rehab them and make them perfect before they end up with our retail customers. We buy mostly bank repossessions, and then our rehab department is grade A, top of the line.
Mike McKay, RV Source of Central New York, a proud platter sponsor here, of course, RV Source, CNY.com. RV there yet? You can plan your trip with your new RV, trade it in, check out the service department, and a heck of a lot more. They literally do it all from A to Z. I see the mug you're drinking out of. Do you want to start with that, or do you want to go SU basketball? You want to go Masters? Okay.
I'm a huge Masters buff, as you know.
At what point did you think old Rory not going to do it the most, and at what point did you think he's got it the most? What, because that's Rory. That's how we watch him.
Yep. Yeah.
And I love it, by the way. I love it.
I love watching Rory play golf. I love it. It might be the best swing ever. Right up there with Prime Tiger.
Him and Hogan and Tiger.
Yep, 100%. He's in the conversation for sure.
Yeah, Bobby Jones.
I don't like Rory in any other capacity. I hate the way he treats the media. As we've talked on this show before about my gripe with Rory. I did not like the comments. I don't mind him. A lot of people saying, they're mad at him for going and playing Augusta a bunch before the tournament began. I don't mind that at all. If you've got the means and you can, if I could play Augusta, I would live there. I don't mind that at all. That doesn't bug me because
and let me add something to that. This is very important. A, he's earned the right to do it. B, this is the most important part. You can play a course a million times. You can say that you know how to do it. You can know where to miss. You can talk about it afterwards if you win. But at the same time, you're still dunking a ball in the water. You and I have played courses 75, 100 times sometimes, and it's still about that day, that shot.
You're going to hit the ball.
No matter what. So I just want to get that out there.
Yeah. There's no secret thing he's learning about Augusta. Every professional who plays the Masters, who's played it more than twice, they know where they can't miss. They know where they have to hit the ball. They know the yardages. They have walked every inch of the course. Rory isn't gaining a crazy advantage playing it a few more times before. What I do mind is, as an ambassador of the game, you saying I didn't go to XYZ tournaments because I don't like them, especially when one of them is a children's charity tournament. I have a problem with that. That's what bugs me. That's what rubs me the wrong way about Rory. I don't even mind seeing him win. None of that bothers me. I think the best golfer should win. What irked me about the Masters this year, if anything did, because I really enjoyed watching it. This was the first year that both my kids were invested. My daughter was rooting for Justin Rose. Loved that. My son was asking actual questions about golf, and he's 4, why did he hit it in the water, Dad? Because he stinks. You know what I mean?
Because we all do, son.
Because we all do. It's just part of the game. What bugged me is this was one of the first times that I can remember in recent memory where I thought the winner didn't play great golf. He didn't play great golf on Thursday. He didn't play great golf Friday. I thought his best day was Sunday, which is great because that's the day you have to win. But he got away with, what was he, 90th in the field in driving accuracy? I don't know what the fix is, but I really don't like that.
Friday he played great because he got up to the 6-stroke lead.
Well, but he didn't play great though. He didn't hit. He hit what, 2 fairways?
Well, that's true.
He made a long chip in on 18 or 17.
That's true.
He putted great, no question there. He made some bombs, which is again what wins at Augusta. But he didn't play great. And even Sunday, throughout his entire round, it felt like he wasn't putting the ball where he wanted to. And it's just weird watching the Masters champion, in Butler Cabin talking about winning the Masters when really he didn't play that great. And I know Augusta makes great golf look bad sometimes, but and credit to Rory, I didn't really think anybody played great.
Yeah.
Everybody had great moments. I really didn't think Justin Rose was going to lose when he got to a two-stroke lead on Sunday. I really thought he was going to shut the door, and then he has some blow-up holes, and, that's just kind of the way it goes. But I felt really bad for Justin Rose because, you look at the Tuesday Champions dinner, and I just feel like for all he's done and given to the game over the last 20 years, I want to see him in. I want to see him in there. I want to see him in there way more than I want to see Patrick Reed in there, and I don't know. A little conflicted watching the Masters this year. Congrats to Rory. He He did. He did. He played better than anybody else. He put the ball in the hole in less strokes than anybody else. That's what you can say. But it wasn't like Sunday Tiger 2019. He played great. He was on every green. He was in every fairway. Other guys, didn't catch the wind on 12 and put, 4 guys in a row put it in the water. He didn't, right through the bunkers, just like Jack used to. I don't know. And the only other thing that irks me about the Masters this year is every year, as you know, I've got 30 of these. I've got the last 30 years of every year Masters puts out a signature porcelain mug specific to that year. I believe this one is the 2021, if I'm being 2021 or 2022. I've got them all. I every year I go and I buy the signature Masters mug. And if you go to the Masters and you buy it in person, it's $20. I buy them for $45 every year because I can't go to the Masters. So you have to buy the markup price. All of a sudden this year, everybody's charging $75 for a $20 coffee mug.
You're not surprised by that. Inflation, man.
It's crazy.
Come on.
I'm still gonna buy it, but it's just frustrating. And then the Masters mug this year, look it up. It's an all green and it's got a lot of pictures of Brinkman House. It's an ode to Berkman. So pretty cool. I'm gonna get it. But
where are these? Downstairs?
Wait. I got them. I got a bunch of them. They're right here in the cupboard. So I always have like 8 to 10 of them in the cupboard, and then I'll cycle them out. There's some really cool ones too. The 1997 mug has listed on it all the previous winners, all the way back from the inaugural tournament.
Wow.
And there's a few of them that are like every 5 years or so, even though Masters is anti-woman, they do like a floral lady style mug. My wife has a bunch of those. I'm just a weirdo. I love Masters mugs.
I just curious because eventually, man, 3 kids, space, who knows, right? I'm sure soon you're going to be collecting little RV figurines. I don't know. Where are you going to put all this stuff,
I've got the real thing with the RVs. So, I always joke around with all my customers that my net worth is sitting on wheels in a parking lot. It's a frustrating thing. But yeah, what did you think of the Masters this year? That's what I want to know. I
think it always delivers no matter what. I think we had stars and studs at the top, which is fine. The Scheffler drama, I tell you right now, I'm fine with Rory winning it. I like Rory a lot. I'm okay mostly with him at the mic, but you bring up a good point. Probably not great saying it that particular way. I don't mind if he didn't play the tournaments, but the way it was said, I get it.
Yes, agreed.
The Justin Rose thing always is up there because I'm always texting you and my dad and others, and I'm going, you want to know how hard golf is? This guy has one major. Yep. He is so good. Major. He is box checking good, so consistent, so sustainable around the world, across the pond and here. Great Ryder Cup player. And he has one. In that one, I believe he tamed the U.S. Open at Marion. That's it. He's got one, and that's how hard it is. So I was reminded of that. The Masters always delivers. The right guy won it despite not playing the elite golf, as you mentioned. Rory, to his credit, didn't play his best, but still won. That counts for something. It's kind of like when Scheffler opens the door, then slams it back in your face.
I know.
I don't know.
Were you surprised on Sunday when Scheffler got it to 2 back on the front 9 that he didn't just slam the door?
Yes and no. It's kind of weird because you had both feelings considering Friday night he was 12 shots from the lead. 12, not 3, 12. So, and if he drops that shot, if he drops that putt on 17, that's where we would have gone way into another.
He drops the putt on 17. He's in a playoff.
Correct. And that's
he wins because Rory was in real trouble on 18.
He was
real trouble.
Right.
Again, that the overwhelming thought I had was there needs to be more of they've cleared out so many of the trees now over the last decade that the pine straw they need to do something. The pine straw needs to be either deeper because it almost feels too easy. Rory misses the fairway.
Escaping, you mean, recovering.
He escapes every time. He recovers every time.
Yeah.
He never has to go sideways and pitch back out to the fairway and take his medicine.
Yep.
He always finds a lane, and these guys are so good. You know, he finds a lane, he gets good solid contact on the ball, and he's making par or birdie a lot of times.
Yeah, that was made mention a couple times on the Golf Channel too about how like, oh, you spray it way.
Who cares?
You're okay. Like you're okay. I mean, unless
he
you're
sprayed it 40 yards right on 18 on Sunday at the Masters.
Right.
He made a bogey,
Yeah.
but he had a 2-stroke lead. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
How hard is golf? How many majors does Sergio Garcia have? One.
Who, by the way, really smashing that. Stop it. You know, and
he's always been a little bit of a baby.
And I saw he has, yeah. And I saw some weirdos on social with like, oh well, with all due respect, Tiger Woods and his anti. Tiger Woods
he never did that. He never did that.
Never.
Tiger Woods always got mad at Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And that was fine. Nobody had a problem with him saying, "Come the fuck on, Tiger." Like nobody had a problem with that.
Right.
But when you start taking out your frustration on things around you, like we've seen Rory break microphones, we've seen Sergio break his clubs against course thing, you know, that's a completely different thing. It's a completely different thing.
What's hysterical though is how the grounds crew came right in. It was you would have noticed it didn't even happen. It was like whoop whoop whoop. It's gone. It was gone. The dents and the bull crap but you can't have that. You can't.
And that's always been my thing with Rory, to your point, right? Where, you know, he's allowed to say what he wants. He's allowed to say what he really feels. But again, you're an ambassador of the game, and this is the same exact problem I have with Brooks Koepka, is that when you hear them talk about the game, they talk about it like being who they are and who they've strived to be their entire lives is an impediment to them, right? Like almost like it's annoying to have to go play these tournaments that I don't care about. When, let's be perfectly honest, right? You and me and 99% of the golfing world would give our left arm to play the Valero Texas Open, right? Like, and you know, when they get to this certain echelon, it's like, you know, Tiger played an abbreviated schedule for a long time, but you never heard him say, "I'm not going to go play that tournament because I don't like it." You never heard him say that ever. And if I won one of those tournaments that Rory doesn't like, I would have some serious conversation with him. It's like, hey, this is the PGA Tour. We're supposed to be the gold standard. And when you trivialize one of the events, any of the events, it weakens it dilutes the entire thing.
Yeah, and the tour that you wanted to be the face of to smash Live out of the place, right?
Right.
So let's just stay steady on that. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. In closing, I know that all I have to do is say Jerry McNamara to you, and the smile comes out, and you're ready to roll, right?
Jerry McNamara arguably is my favorite athlete ever. I mean, he is.
Oh, ever.
I mean, you got to remember, in 2003, when Jerry McNamara came to Syracuse, I was in 10th grade.
Right.
That was, and I was obsessed with basketball. I was obsessed with Syracuse, but that brought it to a level. And then he comes in and freshman year wins the title with Mel. Like, that secured me to be a Syracuse fan for the rest of my life. And him being back, I was getting so angry with people constantly posting on social media that they didn't want him. They wanted to go outside the program, burn it down, build it back, get somebody who's never been here before. And it's like, for the life of me, I don't understand that sentiment. Why would you want somebody like the South Florida coach who eventually chose Providence over us? What an indictment, by the way. Anybody choosing Providence over Syracuse, by the way. But yeah, you know what I'll never worry about with Jerry McNamara? If he comes in and does a great job and he does a Boeheim-esque job where twice a decade we get to the Elite Eight, once a decade we get to the Final Four, and then we got a shot to win a title 2-3 times over the next 30 years. Like, that is, in my opinion, like the ceiling, right? I don't think we're ever going to be Duke. I don't think we're ever going to be Kentucky, Kansas, you know, UNC. But you know what I'll never worry about? I'll never worry about, like I would if anybody else had come here, I'll never worry about what happens if he goes and rattles off 3 champions. Like he does what Hurley and UConn's doing, right? He wins 3 titles in a decade, okay? And then the Dukes and the Carolinas start calling. I'll never worry about him leaving, ever. I'll never worry about him thinking some other job out there, whether it be NBA or big college program, is better than what he has. If he comes in here and does a good job, we have him for life. I fully believe that. And he is, I mean, Jerry, he comes from Scranton. The city of Scranton and the city of Syracuse are very similar. He's us. He is our people. He's one of us. Same thing with, Gavin Doty, who's coming, by the way. He's from Fulton, New York. He's us. He is. These are the best of Central New York. Whether or not he came from Scranton, I don't care. He's learned the game here. He worked here. He went to Siena, still not far away. I think from day one, Jerry McNamara. I wanted, we talked about it here. I wanted Jerry McNamara when they hired Red, even though with no experience. I wanted him to get the shot then. I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he went to Siena and learned, the recruiting piece from a head coaching perspective and how to build a assistant coaching staff from a head coaching perspective. And how about getting Arinze Onuaku, who I'm sure could get a head coaching job now at a smaller school, and Ryan Blackwell? How about getting both of those guys? And how about, getting some recruits? Losing Freeman into the transfer portal sucks, but keeping Kai and Anthony? I mean,
and Sadiq?
And Sadiq? I could talk about this all day. I think that is by far, for the first time in maybe 15 years, for the first time since the 2016 Final Four run that I went to down in Houston, I feel an excitement. And the last time, actually, I shouldn't say for the first time. I felt a brief excitement for a couple weeks at the beginning of last season when we saw the roster in the first few games, and we were like, oh, we can compete. And the fact that we didn't compete is exactly why Autry doesn't have a job anymore. I don't dislike Autry, but he didn't do a good job. I don't think we're going to have to worry about Jerry McNamara not doing a good job. And I think he can return us to prominence. And I don't know. Everybody I talk to about Syracuse basketball these days is elated, excited. And so I'm very happy that the administration and the new AD didn't. And Adam Weitzman back in the fold, by the way. I mean, I don't know. What are your? I'm excited.
Well, I think timing is everything.
Yep.
I think this worked the way it should have. I think going to Siena was maybe a blessing in disguise.
Agreed.
I think that sometimes if you don't get a certain guy in a certain cycle, you have to kind of put all the eggs in one basket. Hodgson, again, I don't know about turning down. I don't think he turned down Syracuse and took Providence. I think
that's what everybody said, but I don't know if it's.
But then Blair corrected it and said, we never offered the job to anybody else.
Okay.
So that was what I didn't understand on the national side is how could he have Providence and Syracuse to choose from if he was never offered Syracuse? Because that's what a lot of national outlets were telling us.
Yeah, the national outlets all said he turned Syracuse down, right?
Yes, exactly, yeah. So
making sure
the job wasn't offered to anybody. It was only offered to one guy now, right? And it was Jerry, and he took the job. But I think in this cycle, if Jerry's available right now and he's not available for another X amount of years, I think you do have to get him. As far as the family thing goes, I think internal, extra, it doesn't matter. You need to get the guy who's right for your program at this moment. And, I think you can argue where people are saying, well, you got to go outside and do it differently and this and that and the other thing. You could also argue that you're going outside and inside with this one.
Agreed.
Because he went to Siena and he's coming back, and now he has even more knowledge and more experience to all of it. And again,
was there another candidate outside of Hodgson that you would have wanted?
I think Schertz would have been a great one at St. Louis. I think his offensive mind is terrific. I saw him work on the baseline down at Bonaventure when I worked a game down there. He's innovative. He's super intense. He's respected in the basketball world. He probably could build a staff very quickly as well. And that's the thing I think Jerry showed too, is he comes here right away, and there's some high-rising assistant guys who came right with him from some pretty good places.
Yep.
Also, Nevada Smith is a rising head coach. I just had him on the show yesterday, brought to you by RV Source of Central New York. And he took over for Jerry at Siena, and he came on the show yesterday. Jerry and he talked. Jerry called him. And, they talked about the Siena program. So Jerry cares about what he left behind as well. There's just a lot of Jerry McNamara stuff, a lot of boxes get checked with Jerry. Now, again, I've talked about the risk reward of this thing. The reward is, you already talked about it. The risk is if he doesn't do well, what do? He's the Derek Jeter of Syracuse basketball. By the same token, I've cooled on that, and this is the last thing I'll say because we've gone long. It couldn't get any worse.
No.
So
Jerry, people have asked me this too. If Jerry McNamara comes in and they have, let's say, the exact same 3 years that they just had with Adrian Autry, and it's not working, then unfortunately you have to fire him and move on. This is the D1 college athletics. But I promise you, and you can hold me to this, I'll never be upset that they hired him. I don't care. I don't care how bad it goes. I really don't. I think if you didn't hire him, you were going to wonder what if for the rest. I would have wondered what if for the rest of my life.
Right, because the coaching cycle thing. If he's available, you have to get him.
He's available. You have to freaking.
And don't forget, shirts became unavailable when a random person with a lot of money called up and said, "Well, if you keep shirts, I'm going to give you this for NIL." That's the world we're in now. People can make a phone call and keep a coach or a player.
Oh, I'm sure there was conversations. I would be shocked if Mr. Weitzman hadn't had conversations with Syracuse before they offered the job to Jerry McNamara, and said something along the lines of, "I'll support this." And I'm sure, even further than that Jerry McNamara was having conversations with Syracuse, saying, "If I come, are you going to let this guy back in the fold? Because we're going to need his money."
Yeah, and the shirts thing was wild at St. Louis because he was a hot, button guy.
Yeah.
And Syracuse, in connection with him, big time. Then they get a huge amount of money, and he stays. I mean, that's the word. It's the wild west of sports. Yeah.
I mean, okay. So the last thing, because again, we did go really long. What do you think is the fix, if there is a fix? Do you think capping transfers at 1, sit out another year?
Yeah, I think that they went into this. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this on the golf course. They went in with no plan. They let all the players just have free reign. Yeah, you've got to figure out. I think the two big things is you got to figure out how many times you can transfer, and I think you just got to have contracts. I mean, I think that's really what it boils down to. I think those two things, much like NIL and portal, have kind of, come together.
Right.
The two things that need to come together to fix the two things that came together are contracts and the amount of times you can transfer. Mike, you can't have somebody playing at 4 schools.
I mean, you do.
And I don't know how do these conversations happen in admissions? Like,
well, that's
how
the
did
thing.
it work? Oh, you were a major. You did this and this at that school and this. Oh, and then you minored in that. Okay, you got those credits. Okay. Oh, and I see your transcript here from 3 years ago. So you went to Georgia, Massachusetts, Syracuse, and here. Oh, you just got that in NIL. Welcome aboard. I mean, is that how it goes? Like, did you just
that's how it goes?
How does this work?
And like you said, with no contract, do you blame do you blame Freeman, because he's probably going to get an extra $3 million?
Yeah, $1 million. So it takes it up to 2 or 3. Yeah,
to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
and we can't offer him that. Has he landed anywhere yet?
I haven't seen anything, but again, you can't be at 4 schools.
I mean,
if you want
2
schools, that's reasonable, I guess. But this 3-4 school stuff is crazy. So
yeah, I feel like you're right. A contract for incoming freshmen where they have a very clear escalation of their dollars based on performance, and also penalties for transferring, like to just put a tamper on it, to make the decision a little harder, right? Like, so if there's going to be a penalty for me transferring, right now the penalty is I get more money,
right?
There's got to be some sort of penalty for, like you said, playing at 4 schools. And then let the next school decide if they're going to pay the penalty for you, or if, you have to sit out a year. That's a huge penalty because nobody's going to pay you to sit out.
Yeah. Well, and it's going to be interesting to see, because if they implement the contracts, what if they implemented it just say next year?
Yeah.
I don't see that, but what if they did do that? Well, what do you do with everybody who's not starting college fresh? Right. If you're a junior, do you sign a 1-year contract? You're allowed to sign another, do you sign? Because my thing would be, if you're an incoming freshman and you sign a contract for 2 years, you're only allowed to sign 1 more contract. If you sign 1 contract, 1 more, that's it. You can't be signing 3-4 contracts, because that means you're going to 3-4 schools.
Right.
It's got to be 2 contract max. Maybe that's what it is. 2 is max.
I don't mind that. I mean,
You know?
obviously, I don't think it's going to be like this forever. I really don't. I don't think anybody likes this as much as I'm sure some players are getting huge benefit from it.
Yeah.
I don't think, and you have to look at the sport as a business. NCAA Division I, they're looking at their clients, which is the fans of the sport, and nobody's happy with this.
Yeah.
And if nobody's happy with it, people will leave. Look at Liv.
Good place to stop right there.
I
RV Source of CNY's Mike McKay. Go check out all things RV at RVSourceCNY.com. Talking RV, talking GMac, talking Rory and Masters, and a heck of a lot more. Mike, I will see you real soon. Again, the website is RVSourceCNY.com. A to Z, buy, sell, trade, service, storage. It's all there. Big year in 2026 for RV Source of Central New York, a platter sponsor. Mike, thank you so much. And
appreciate it.
Catch up hopefully next time on the first tee box somewhere.
We better.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
See you, brother.